Hey, welcome to Road to Forever. I'm Terry, and as you can tell from the title of this video, I'll be talking about Daniel Fast potato recipes. But I've included a few surprises and added some extra Daniel Fast recipes to make your Daniel Fast journey much easier. If you haven't checked out our other Daniel Fast recipes videos, I'll make sure to link them above so you can check them out after this video is over. And make sure that you hit the subscribe button because I'm telling you, you won't want to miss our next Daniel Fast video, which will have some awesome Daniel Fast dinner recipes. Now, if you're enjoying this type of content, make sure you hit that thumbs up button because it lets me know to keep making more videos just like this. So let's jump in and look at these Daniel Fast potato recipes. So for my Daniel Fast potatoes, what you see is I have a bunch of like little mini creamer potatoes. I actually bought a really big bag at Costco, and so they're in the sink. I've washed them really well. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just cut them in half, and I'm going to dry them with a paper towel. And then I'll show you what I do in a minute. And then I'm also gonna do some Daniel Fast zucchini. So both of these are gonna go in the oven at the same time. I'm going to be roasting them at 400 degrees for about 40-45 minutes. They may be done earlier, sometimes just depends on how small I've chopped these up. So like I said, I'm just going to cut these potatoes in little halves, and then for the zucchini I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to cut the halves in like little quarters, so that way I can have something that's smaller and more manageable that I can just maybe use for snacks or just add as a side with my meal. So I'm just gonna, like I said, cut them up and dry them off, and I'll show you what I do next. So here are my potatoes and zucchini. They are dried and I cut them, well, the potatoes I cut in half, the zucchini I cut in half, then cut that in half again. So that's why these pieces are so small. So what you'll see is I have a Ziploc bag. You could use a glass bowl or a pot, but a Ziploc bag just makes my life easier. So I use that. And then I have my seasoning mix, which, this is up to you, so you can put whatever you want in here. Just make sure your seasonings has no preservatives, no additives, no citric acid. So I buy my seasonings as single seasonings, so then I added them to make this mix. So I have garlic powder, parsley flakes, onion powder, cumin, Himalayan pink salt, and some ground black pepper. And again, it's really up to you. You don't have to add everything. You could omit a few things, but again, I just want some flavor, so that's why I add this seasoning mix. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to just pour the potatoes right into my Ziploc bag, and then I'm going to sprinkle the seasoning mix over top. Add 3 tablespoons of olive oil. If you don't want to use olive oil, you can use avocado oil. You can use coconut oil. It's really up to you, again, based on your preference. And then I'm just going to shake that up, and then I'll just line this on a parchment paper and stick it in the oven at 400 degrees. And so I'll do the same exact thing and use the same seasoning mix for my zucchini. And these are 2 very delicious Daniel Fast recipes, and I'll show you what they look like before I stick them in the oven. Just in case you were wondering, I did put them both in the exact same Ziploc bag, and all I did was just shake it up. And you can see the seasoning is distributed over both the potatoes and the zucchini. And now I'm just going to add that to my baking sheet. So here they are on my baking sheet. Again, I'm baking them at the exact same temperature and for the same time. So that's why I have them together. I actually probably need to split this in half and use 2 baking sheets because they look a little crowded. But if you have a big baking sheet, or a longer, I should say, baking sheet, then maybe you can spread them out a little bit more. And guys, when I tell you that this smells really amazing with all of these spices, trust me, you're gonna love this. It's been 25 minutes, so I'm going to take out my zucchini and I'm going to just flip the potatoes over and leave them in for another 25 minutes. Alright guys, so another recipe I enjoy making is Daniel Fast sushi. And all I did was I bought this Gimme Organic Sushi Nori from Whole Foods. And it's just roasted seaweed. So again, it doesn't have any preservatives. I'm just going to turn it over so you can see the ingredients label. It just says organic seaweed, and that's it. Now, if I had avocado, I would put it in here for extra fat, but I used the last bit of my avocado this morning, so I won't be adding any avocado to this. And in terms of like a dressing to make this like spicy a little bit is that you could use that mango dressing you've seen me made before. I'll link the video above where I made my mango salad dressing, so you could like dip this in there to give it a little bit more flavor. So all I'm doing is using a piece of wax paper, and I laid my seaweed seaweed flat on this wax paper. I have some shredded carrots, some cucumbers, which I just sliced up really thin, and some brown rice, because brown rice is Daniel fast friendly. And I cook my brown rice with coconut milk to give it extra flavor. If you guys saw the video where I made quinoa, you'll know that I like to put coconut milk in my grains, so that way it has extra flavor, and it's the same way I made my brown rice. So all I'm going to do is take some of this brown rice, and I'm just going to lay it out flat on my roasted seaweed. So guys, this one is really fun, and like I said, if you have avocado, definitely add it to this because it gives it some extra punch, and also will have that healthy fat to keep you feeling full much longer. So this is definitely one I would suggest with avocado as well. So after I lay my brown rice flat, then all I do is I just take my shredded carrots and put that right on top. And seaweed is really good for you because it's packed with iodine, which is really great for your thyroid, which helps your metabolism. So you definitely want to make sure that if you're not getting enough iodine in your diet, you add some seaweed. So I just added my cucumber, and you could roll this up just like a burrito. I've definitely done that before, but if you want it to look really pretty like they do when you go to the market and you buy your sushi, if you had one of those like sushi roll like bamboo things, you could use it. I don't have one, I just use what I have at home. So if you have a paper towel, use a paper towel. If you have foil paper, use that. If you have parchment paper, like I said, I'm just using wax paper, and literally you can just take that and use it to roll it. So I'm just actually going to use my hands. So what you're going to see is I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to fold it over just like this and just tuck everything in. And so this is where I'm going to give you that burrito look. So you have this extra part out here. This looks pretty messy, I'm sure. But trust me, it tastes better than it looks. It's one of those. So then you're just going to tuck this over. So this is if you're doing it in the burrito method. And then I just tuck this over and I eat it like a little burrito. But if you want to be fancy, I have my knife, and then all you have to do is just cut it down the middle. Just like this. And then there you go, you have your little Daniel fast sushi, and it has the brown rice, the cabbage, the carrots, and the cucumbers. And like I said, I have to just dip this in some of that mango dressing, and I'm telling you, this tastes really delicious. So consider adding this to your list of Daniel fast recipes, and let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. So our next Daniel fast recipe is another Daniel fast potatoes recipe, and this Daniel fast recipe is one that you can have for your lunch. It could be for breakfast, could be for dinner, snack, whatever. So if you've been looking for a delicious Daniel fast potato recipe, then this one is definitely it. So what I have here is this plate with 2 bell peppers that I washed and chopped up, 1 large sweet onion that I also washed and chopped up, and then in my colander here I also have some potatoes, and these were like the mini creamer potatoes, the same ones that I used for the other potato recipe. And so I just cut them in quarters, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to add the potatoes in a Ziploc bag with my onions and peppers, and then I'll add my seasonings and oils, and I'll show you what to do next. So as you can see, I added my potatoes and my onions and peppers to a Ziploc bag, and now I'm just going to season that. And my seasoning, I'm going to use Himalayan pink salt. I'm going to use some garlic powder, and I'm also going to use some black pepper. Now, what I'm going to do is put all of that in here, so season to your taste, and then I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. You could use olive oil, you could use any Daniel Fast approved oil. And again, on our Daniel Fast meal plan or our food list, you'll see that on that free Daniel Fast PDF that I list all the different oils that are Daniel Fast friendly. So again, whatever you like, you can use that. So Like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my seasonings right on here. I'm going to shake this up and then I'll show you what's next. So I have my cast iron skillet. It's over medium to high heat. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add my potato mixture in here. And so I added 1 tablespoon of my oil in here. And then here's my potato mixture. You can see that it's all seasoned up. So I'm just going to pour that directly in the pot. And then I'm going to cover it for 10 minutes. I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to cover it and let it do its thing. And then after that 10 minutes, I'll remove the cover and I'll mix it up. So let me just show you how I do that. So here are my potatoes in the skillet. You can hear it sizzling. So all I'm going to do is just put my cover right on top of that and let that sit for 10 minutes. So I don't have a skillet, a cover for this skillet, but I have another cover that fits. So I'm just going to put that just like that. And there it goes, steaming up for 10 minutes. So according to my Alexa, it's been 10 minutes. So I just took my cover off and all I'm going to do is just mix that up. And then I'm just going to turn the heat down and put the cover back on for another 10 minutes, and I'll stir occasionally until it's soft and it's to your liking. So if you want to crisp a little bit longer, just keep the top off. So here are my finished potatoes. They are nice and soft and ready to be enjoyed. So I hope you enjoy this Daniel Fast breakfast potatoes recipe. I think it's delicious. As always, let me know what you think in the comments down below. So now that you've seen the video, which one of these recipes are you most excited to try? Is it the zucchini or the Daniel Fast potato recipes? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe for more awesome content just like this. Before you leave, I want to remind you, you're only one prayer away. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Take care.